Hi, Dan.
Getting better. Slow. You sounded good tonight when I talked to him anyway.
Please.
The Santa Claus, as DJ called him today.
Yeah. Same thing my granddaughters call me.
I know, he's so worried about that.
There's two chairs here, somebody.
I'm nice and wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Well, get over there.
I won't walk with you.
Second of next month, reorganization. Which years, right?
I just want to take some good
flight.
Not too hard, is it?
Yes.
At 7 o'clock, she can get it to, right there at the intersection. Anyway.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
I'll make a motion. Accept the minutes of financial report.
A motion is made for the minutes of the financial report. Seconded, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, public comments. Lonnie, you're up first.
All right. I have a letter I'd like to read. I'm an IMA customer and an Irvona Borough resident. I would like to address the matters involving the corrupt and dysfunctional IMA board and issues that are currently taking place and, in all honesty, have been for years. However, no one else has had the guts to speak up or take this on until now. Whenever things have gotten so bad that there is no proper staff left to operate IMA because of the actions and behaviors of an ex-employee and certain board members. If you don't want to believe me, please follow up with the other past and current employees, along with community members and local organizations. They can verify that there have been problems for a long time. I'm doing my best to keep this brief and factual, leaving out my own personal feelings and opinions. However, there has been undue stress and hardship brought onto a lot of people due to some people that are on a power trip and out of revenge. Currently, the only full-time employee is one. That means he's entitled to the benefits of sick days and time off. However, is he supposed to take that time off properly if he is currently the one and only full-time employee because everyone else has been fired, quit, or removed their license from the IMA? Until the board is addressed and taken care of, daily the water plant and everything is monitored, tested, treated to ensure safe and quality water. Currently, there's not really anyone else to take care of bills, payrolls, phone calls, anything but the one employee, the one-man show. Let's start off by referring to the employee's handbook on page 2. It states the authority members are users of the system and are elected by the borough. They are not employed by the authority. Can anyone explain why so-and-so has still remained a sitting board member when he was in fact employed by IMA since July of 2021? He's not only just a board member, but the chairman. Can you say conflict of interest? He was employed just until recently when he quit without any proper notice. He provided a letter of resignation on October the 31st to Dana, and his last day worked was 11/5. That last weekend that he worked, he collected all his things without anyone else there. During the time, he removed a CB radio from the Ford plow truck and cut a bunch of wires while doing so. Now the truck is currently not functional and has to be worked on to figure out the entire extent of the damages that he did, which it needs fixed. Someone had been working on his truck to fix issues like body work and things that needed done to keep inspected and be in proper functioning order for the upcoming winter season. However, during the last meeting, he was given orders by the board to quit working on it immediately. Does that make sense in your mind, to neglect equipment and not get it back to functional use as soon as possible? Fun fact, he used his company truck the entire winter last year without the approval or repayment to the IMA for use of it. You can look at the handbook and find it saying authority vehicles, not to be used for personal use. The one revised 798, page 15. Yet on multiple occasions, he's used the company vehicles and equipment for personal use. Personal use which occurred even during paid company time. He not only used the trucks, but he also used the trailer and the old backhoe. The backhoe wasn't for just a few days. I was informed it was for almost a month. Once the backhoe was brought back, there was extensive repairs needed and damages so intense that the best interests of IMA, they had to purchase a new excavator to replace the backhoe. Per the special meeting on 8/29 regarding the new handbook, it was noted that the last page of the employee's handbook was missed, with the time clock policy and the company vehicles being used for personal use. Attorney, to add back to the handbook, what change was made, because employees were not informed of these changes. Per the meeting on 10/19, old business revised employees handbook given to the board on September the 23rd meeting. A certain person motioned to approve revised employees handbook, another second, all in favor, so the new handbook was not signed into effect until 10/19. Vicky has been the backbone of the authority basically from the start and a long-time employee. Donald's operation reports and evaluations have been satisfactory and has done the job he was hired to do and has taken classes and tests that were needed. I will never say that mistakes don't get made because we are all human and we learn and grow from mistakes. Both past and present IMA staff have been degraded on multiple occasions by certain board members, especially certain three. I find that to be critical concerning how much certain people did wrong and broke during this time of employment. I want to dig into the matter further. Please refer to Donald, who can and will verify all damages and stuff done wrong during their employment. There has been multiple occasions where I was left, this is an employee talking, that I was left sitting in the truck waiting for a certain board member because he is talking to board members usually about executing things, which would say could not be part of. This would occur during company time in which was clocked in as an employee and no legal expert, but shouldn't all executive meetings have some kind of documentation with whom, when, and why an executive meeting took place? Due to confidentiality, executive things don't have complete details noted, but this does not seem proper to be off the books so often. Not only would this person conduct IMA board members, he was also been on company time addressing other matters. Now that seems productive and the best use of the IMA time and money, is that because he is a board chairman and thinks he is entitled to do what he wants? I got to witness work ethics myself recently when there was a water leak outside our house. They showed up to work and on it, and immediately I could hear someone degrading remarks saying, "What makes you think there is a leak?" I don't hear anything or see anything. Well, both could hear the running water, so they began to dig. And surprise, there was in fact a leak. that was now spraying water everywhere once it was uncovered. Being that the office overlooks that area where the leak was, this person got to observe the witness everything that day. The repair took a lot more time than initially expected, so there was more work to do for the following day to clean up the mess left outside the house. But the board member was doing that following day. He was operating in functional cameras, and there were no concerns or needs for the new surveillance equipment. Did you know in PA, under the wiretapping law, all parties involved in a conversation or communication must provide their consent before it can be recorded? So now the employees, myself and anyone else that goes to the IMA building are now being audio recorded without any consent. This motion to install the new cameras was approved by 3 board members only, July 17, 2023 meeting. Doesn't that sound a little fishy? He also has remote access, so these cameras are accessible on his own personal devices, such as his phone. If surveillance footage needs to be checked for an issue or concern, shouldn't this be done on the IMA property and not wherever the board member or next board employee chooses to watch the cameras as an IMA customer? I feel this is an invasion of privacy to be having someone randomly watch and listen to us from who knows where. Let's address the recent November meeting in which Vicky was fired. Vicky has been a part of the IMA for 23 years and knows the ins and outs of it all. The authority honestly cannot function without her at this time. The board did not provide any adequate information with the reasoning or anything for her dismissal. There was never been disciplinary, you know what I mean, action or warnings. The board member immediately started saying names of people that he wants to start hiring to fill her position. Can I ask why our positions are automatically for people that this board member knows and wants in there? Shouldn't hiring go through some proper process, like advertising, reviewing resumes, things like that? Just for your information, the IMA board held a special meeting last evening so they could hire someone already. Hire for what? What job was advertised and who are the candidates? Because there has been no available jobs posted, resumes, or applications being accepted. They never even informed their full-time employee of the meeting. How many people in this current economy can say that they want to have another increase in their bills right now? Exactly, no one. Well, with the way things are going right now, IMA can expect a dramatic increase in their bills because of the increased operating expenses, now from the lack of the proper staffing to function. I would like to request that they reinstate Vicky until this mess is cleaned up and the investigation is done, instead of her having to wait until the investigation is done. I cannot see that this girl is being punished because of revenge that a few board members have against her.
This has to go beyond another board it's under investigation right now. And our hands are pretty much tied with this. I mean, we would love to remedy this right now, but we cannot do that.
Why?
Because it's
Legally, we're not allowed to.
under legal investigation, and we're not allowed in it.
How long is it going to take? Is there any way you can push it along? Can you talk to anybody?
We're gonna talk to our lawyers,
We find out what we can do, but
because of what they did over there, there's legal actions,
I mean,
we can't do anything.
We're waiting for our solicitor so we can set up a meeting.
and how long is it going to take for you guys to fire some of the board members over there?
Well, there's a state agency that's investigating. This is an internal investigation. There's a process that we have to go through. We have to make sure that we do everything legally, for us and for the 3 victims, because they have rights too. Okay? We don't know how long it's going to take. I haven't heard from them. I've been in contact with them. They haven't gotten back to me. They can come in. The investigation might take a week, depending on how many people they need to talk to.
But it just doesn't seem right that a board member can take equipment. I mean,
And
he did.
That's not to say, upon their investigation, how many more other state agencies are gonna come into this. We don't know yet until we
The
find out.
bad part is, everybody's bills are laying over there in the filing cabinet.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting credit for what they have paid, and they can't send out, they can't read meters, it's disgusting.
I mean, can't they,
They can read the meters, they
One
can't charge
they
you,
can't send out the bills,
no,
can
they can't charge you a late fee because
No,
they haven't sent you a bill.
But
only one
can't the
person with
board
the
make an
meters.
exception, you guys make an exception and put her back in there until this investigation's done?
Legally, I don't believe we can do that.
We don't.
So they are a
We-
separate
Yeah,
entity
we
of us.
just appoint people with the board, but because they are their own, they do their own hiring and firing. We have no control over if they wanna hire you or they wanna hire Tom. We have no say in that.
It's just so corrupt.
Mr. President,
That's just the way the
how
authority.
many jurisdictions does this water authority service?
Irvona, Vicari Township, and Cookport.
So it takes all the administrations to have an action on this.
On the board.
Yeah.
Well, actually, isn't the IMA, that's just an entity of the Irvona Borough.
Yes.
It started here.
Yeah.
But as the water lines expanded, it went on to other communities then.
They formed
So
the
it's not
authority.
only, so it's not
They
only
formed the
affecting
authority to take care of it.
us as Irvona residents, also affecting neighboring communities too. And believe me, us as council, we're gonna work with the agency to do investigation. Like, how many more multiple agencies are gonna be involved with the severity of this? So, right now, our hands are tied because ethics is above us, and we just have to take it from there.
Yeah, I think we're losing money. We have a grant money, we have grant money coming. Dick, if you don't even know how to handle that. It's just disgusting that one man can cause so much problems. I am so fed up.
I would like to think that it would go through fairly quick because it deals with a water supply.
Yeah.
You know, being a PUC
Yeah.
issue, it should go through really quick, I would think.
But, I mean, even in the handbook, it states that you need a verbal disciplinary action, a written one, the third one, you're excused with no pay, and then if it happens the fourth time, you're fired. She had absolutely nothing, nothing.
And that was a violation of her rights, and that's why ethics is involved.
Well, I hope if she gets hired back, she gets back pay
Well,
because,
that's another thing that we have to talk about. I talked to all three victims personally, and I've asked two of the victims if they wanted reinstated, and they said yes.
yeah, they do. You know, it's just, it's a shame it had to come to this. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
I agree, and who's to say this is just one board?
I mean,
We-
someone to
we-
have this
we-
big of a power trip is unbelievable.
I mean, this is just the water authority. If this is happening at the water authority, what's going on at the police authority?
Oh, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
We need some Arvona members over there. I need two more to sit back and
so,
go.
but no, we're looking
Your
into
ag
this,
gonna make
since
the
our
next
hands
meeting?
are, right now, they're tied. And there's a process we have to go through.
Now, would it help to get a petition? Would that make things move on faster? Because I can get 400 people to sign a petition in 3 days.
I'm sure you could.
Put it this way, it couldn't hurt.
It wasn't her law.
Yeah, we've already talked to Dallas.
Did you talk to them?
Yeah, if we're gonna take this to the tilt, and right now, you know, I just hate to see people have to suffer over it, and
Yeah.
because I'm not a vindictive person, and I just think this is horrible.
Shouldn't there be a notice sent out to some of these elderly people? Like my sister lives here and she had no idea what's going on there. She's not gonna get a bill until this all gets straightened out. Shouldn't they send a notice out to let these elderly know and, you know,
Well, and
why aren't they getting a water bill in
And
the
they have a
mail?
budget, and when,
You
in
know,
3 months when they get
because
a
she had
bill.
no idea anything was going until I told her yesterday that, you know, don't expect a water bill anytime soon till this gets straightened out. She doesn't understand it, and I'm sure there's a lot of older people that doesn't
That's probably not a bad
gonna
idea.
wonder what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, where's their water bill come, where's it at?
They have their phone service over there to call in for boil water notices. Wonder if Daniel knows how to use that so he could, record a message and
You
send that
know,
to everyone.
everyone's saying how you get a phone call.
Right.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't have their house phones anymore because of mobile.
true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have
I
mine.
think the best thing is send something out in the mail, I mean, they instead their water bill, just saying, it's on hold until,
Put it in paper.
I have a question. What about all the end of the year audits and stuff? Who's gonna be responsible when IMA gets fined
Yeah.
for not having all those audits and that done?
One, like I said before, we don't know how many more state agencies are gonna come in after this. We don't know.
Yeah, this is
I'm
special.
just saying,
Right, special
we're a
circumstances.
small town and these people can't afford to have their water raised because of what's going on. My mother-in-law's 92 years old and I don't wanna see her get the wrath from all this.
No, I agree.
They shouldn't raise water rates, it should, whenever everything settles out, everything should go back to normal. It's just gonna take a little bit to
Where's the
do.
money gonna come from?
Well, the rates aren't gonna go up. Rates should stay the same.
Well, when you're paying other people to come in and do the job,
These are,
Because
this is
people-
these are state employees, it's actually, they're just investigating, they're not charging for that, they're like calling the state police, they're not gonna charge you to come. So it's just gonna take a little bit, hopefully before the end of the year.
When you do end up billing, it's gonna be for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
That's not that's a good point.
Yeah.
yeah, time's about enough.
How's the one employee supposed to get a paycheck? He's got a family to support
Yes.
too.
That's a big concern also right now.
Yeah, who is rating this shit?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Dana quit after she wrote his last one.
So our solicitor's gonna have to, hopefully as soon as she gets a hold of us, we can set up a meeting.
Well, what's wrong with the IMA solicitors? I mean, she should have been watching this all along and saying, hey, you can't be doing stuff like this. It's illegal. I mean,
That's what we're wondering, is how much corruption was going on over there.
it's ridiculous.
When's their meeting?
The third, Monday.
You can say Mike's behind you, he can help you. But he can help you too. Oh, yeah.
How do we know our water's safe?
It is still being tested every day. Donna's license is still hanging on the wall.
Oh, I thought you took them down.
No, Donna's license is still
Took
on the
them
wall.
down and put them back.
Daniel's been taking, water tests, and he's, working with Donald on the phone to, work through everything that needs to go on. Andy Pierce been helping.
On the computer.
I know they had a pump go out on well two. Chlorine pump, they put a new one in, and the boy's doing the best he can right now, but he's been having some help.
I heard a board member was in there testing it.
There was a board member in there testing, I heard also, I can't verify that. So that's all gonna be part of this investigation.
I know Dan's doing the best he can and he's talking to Donald daily.
Yeah, Donald, they
So
talk
I
all
do
the
know
time.
that. So Donald should still really be on the books, be getting paid. You know,
We'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it though, which hopefully is before the end of this month.
I don't know their rules and regulations nor their handbook. But that is a good point, that even, okay, Daniel, Donald, these fellas need a paycheck.
Yeah.
Is your board,
We have to have a meeting, and,
like, does multiple people sign the checks, or?
Mike signs a check, and the secretary signs a check.
Yeah, Vicky and I used to sign.
Well, usually they put 3 signatures, you only have 2.
No,
Usually you
two
have
ones
3.
on-
We only have two,
We only have two.
we only have two on our borough check.
Oh, we have 3 on our Veterans Committee.
That may be something I want to discuss.
Yeah.
When's your meetings?
The third Monday. We'll have to make sure he gets paid
No.
somehow, some way.
At least Dan, that kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, as soon as we find anything out, we'll try to make public knowledge as soon as we can. we'll let you know.
Oh, sure, after the TV, it's on the TV, something's gonna be done.
Yeah, just,
And
what's
it
your,
needs to
what's
be.
your number? I'll call you and let you know personally what we find out.
I'll write it down.
Okay, write it down.
You don't wanna put it on TV?
It's on recording right now.
Gary, maybe you need to start going to those water authority meetings and the waste authority meetings so the public knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I could.
I think that'd be a good idea.
That'd be a good idea. That's might curb a little bit of this,
I think the statement of your mayor was right on target. And these, if you're going to deal with the court, remember that we live in a commonwealth and each one of you has power. And your name on a petition, as you were requesting, I think is important for if you're going before a court. That's my opinion. I am not an attorney. I'm not allowed to give legal advice, but I think what the mayor said was right on target. Labor relations for the people that will be involved. You're going to have multiple agencies in on this. It's going to be.
It's gonna be ugly.
It's going to be ugly.
And you hate to see it come to that, but.
It's gonna be better in the long
Especially
run.
over 3 men. Three grown men.
I'd like to know, is the borough is actually over that. Why can't the borough council take that over till they get the crap straightened out and do that? I mean, 'cause it is an entity of the
That's
borough.
what, yeah, that's what you need to do, ask your attorney, is if you could take over IMA
We did.
and utilities.
So the
all that.
township appoints members also.
That's on the team.
Yeah, that's
one of the
why
things
we're
we have
waiting
to
for it.
discuss.
For us to take over.
And if you take over, I
Take
hope
over
you-
and reorganize.
Hope you.
That's what has to happen.
Yeah, we do need a reorganization over there, speaking for the borough and the IMA.
And the thing is, you're outnumbered.
Yes.
3-2, everything was on.
I don't think people realize what Vicky does over there.
No, they don't.
As a former employee myself, I've seen her come in after hours just to send out the call to alert everybody what's going on, if there's a leak or something. And just all the behind the scenes things she does, you're not gonna replace that with hiring somebody off the street right now.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, one certain board member was using water that he unhooked his meter and was still using the water. And Vicky had them go check on it, and the other member wouldn't tell Vicky what was going on. And so Vicky and another employee went over to this other, where this member lives, or doesn't live, where he works, and found out that he had unhooked the water. And so Vicky immediately had them shut off the water, and he said to her, "That's okay, I'm not using it right now." And it was a business, so you can guess who it was. I mean, that's theft,
Theft of services.
you know.
So you or anybody else trying to take your meter out and see how fast they.
Would be arrested, right?
Any of you can file an ethics complaint. It's online, and you have so many days to do it. And if those allegations are true, and you don't even have to prove it, the Ethics Commission will come in and review all of your allegations. Every one of you in the room can file.
And another thing that I was thinking, that I was against this before, but can't IMA board, or IMA and the sewage and water over there are combined?
That's been brought to the table too. That's gonna be looked into, one board for.
Well, and I think that might be a good idea now with the way things are going.
I think you need more than 5 board members to remember tree gang up on 2.
Well, that's why there's 5, but to break that, but it doesn't work.
But yeah, that's also was brought to the table. We're gonna discuss about having one board govern over the water and the waste. We gotta see how that's gonna work out, but that's already been brought up and talked about.
I'm sure I'll be out there soon enough, as soon as we find something out, we'll let you know. I sure hope it's for our next meeting. There's no reason it shouldn't be. It should go through pretty smoothly, pretty quick.
I think it's that Dallas Cupboard involved in it too, he might be able
He's supposed to come to the next meeting,
to. Water meeting or
the water meeting. Isn't he coming? I think he's coming to the water meeting.
I don't know.
He wants to know what's going on.
Is anyone allowed to go to the water meeting?
Yes, just like, it's a public meeting, just like this.
Do you have to be on the agenda though?
No.
If you, not really, I mean, you can, I don't know, you could call, leave a message, and get your,
Yeah, nobody's there.
Vicky always made the
When is
agenda and
it?
everything, so.
third Monday.
You have public comments at the water?
Yes,
Okay.
What time's May 7?
7:00.
When's the next one?
Third Monday.
Would that be this Monday coming?
No, next Monday.
It's usually around the 18th or 17th or somewhere in there.
Third one. The 18th.
That's not next Monday, is it? No,
Yeah.
Monday after. Yeah, feel free to come over.
Yeah, so how do we ask for the resignations? Those three.
You can request it in, just yourself. I mean, you can voice your opinion and, you know, it has to go through the board, and no one's gonna resign and there's 2 against 3, you're not gonna
Yeah.
vote anyone off that way.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're still outnumbered.
Is it legal to tell the employee they had 5 minutes to clean out their desk and not come back into the building when she's a paying water customer? She didn't even have time to get her personal belongings,
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
and she's on camera, so she can't dare go over there.
Yeah,
And yet, they had a perfectly good camera, and he went and bought new cameras for over there. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
They were all hooked up with the park and the security down there. That wasn't good enough for him, and he went and bought his own cameras to put in there. Of course, IMA paid for it, and he watches it on his cell phone. I mean, come on.
yeah, the legality of this is gonna drag up for a little bit, but hopefully it goes.
Did you guys know any of this was going on?
I didn't know any of this was going on until the night before Thanksgiving.
I was on the board and didn't know anything this was going on.
That's what had happened right around.
Mike didn't know either, did
She
you?
got fired.
I knew stuff was coming up, but what's one person did?
All the accusations about the equipment and stuff, I didn't know anything about any of
No,
that.
I didn't hear it at the meeting, I heard it from the people in the town.
I'm not in town much anymore, I didn't hear any of this until it came to a head.
Yeah, I heard it from employees.
Yeah, I didn't know the story.
That's
So
why
much
I just love
said
Vicky.
during personal meetings.
I think Julie even wanted you good luck on her new
Adventure,
adventure.
she did. And I messaged her, I said, what new adventure? She got fired. She said, you're kidding me. I said, no.
Yeah, we didn't.
All right, well, we need to move on here. We'll let you know soon if we have anything. Anything else to say about the IMA? Any more comments?
All night.
Yeah, we know we can be here for a while. Okay,
Well, thank you for listening.
you're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Any more public comments?
Yep.
Donna?
I was looking at the budget for next year.
Yes.
I see you have $600
Hold on.
for
Hold on.
You can wait. Somebody else, it's fine. Maybe try to go. I'm not a camera person.
I see you have $600 for tax collector's expenses of $700. A tax collector does not work for the borough. They are responsible for their own continuing education. The money spent the last 3 years could be put better use. Does maintenance of the building, oh, that was something else. Instead of that, it could go to the employees fixing the building. These meetings, the last meeting, Michelle said the same thing Lila said to me the year before, except there was 20-some tax collectors there. Well, for Western Pennsylvania, you would think there would be a lot more than them in that meetings. And we certainly can use the $600 for other stuff. I'm getting sick of this. If they don't do something about it, I'm gonna keep coming and raising. I will be here. I told you before, on sick list. And then, I was wondering if we had anything in here that would fall under, the building maintenance. Is that under miscellaneous expenses?
Yeah, Dave's gonna, I talked to Dave about repointing a couple of the bricks that are on the door and stuff like that done.
Okay. I mean, we need a lot of stuff done here. The building's gonna fall down.
Talk to that guy right there, he can help you out.
I don't wanna work him to death.
Well, no, don't work him to death, but give him a little bit here or there, but you can't throw it all at him at one time.
Yeah, good for him, I'm glad.
He's working out very well for us.
I do think we should let them taxpayers pay their own, because they're getting paid by the tax, when they collect taxes. We don't owe them $600 every year to go to a seminar.
Mr. President, I commend this council for including that in the budget. I wish this council was my council in Coalport. I listened to all the reasoning of why. We're not getting rich as tax collectors, and we actually spend more money. I spend more money than the borough actually pays me for different things. In fact, I put $1,500 into the tax thing to balance it when I was appointed. So I've been over backwards. I provide an office. I provide money for all the expenses. And I don't know what you do, whether you pay the tax collector's expenses, but Coalport doesn't pay. And it's part of the tax law that you're paid for expenses. And I think going to these education, as Mr. Clarkson stated, that he goes to educational things and he is reimbursed for his education.
He is an employee, he is not a
Mr.
tax
President,
collector.
I thought I had the floor.
Jerry has the floor right now.
And I just want to commend again the council for your actions, and I think it was important that you did that. Thank you for your time to speak.
You're welcome. All right.
Coalport don't have money to pay you.
They had $14,000 that they could, in rebuttal of that, $14,000 that they could use for education.
Yeah, that's Coalport, that's what else.
I
Right,
just have
Michelle?
I just have a check to give to you for what was paid for penalty.
Okay. Any more public comments? Okay. Committee reports.
Lighting looks good.
We're just selling chances for $150 gift certificate for Leo.
Everything all right up there?
All right. Looks like you're up there, Mr. Mayor.
I said basically what I had to say prior. The only thing I have is Christmas parades.
That's coming up this Sunday.
Sunday, I think 4:30. 4.
I was thinking it was 4, but I wasn't sure.
And I think 4, maybe the tree lights at 5. But that's all I thought.
Okay. So you're up, Dave, maintenance report.
Everything's pretty good, other than I'd like to see if we could get some storm drains back, if the weather permitting, the way it's been. I got a lot of them cleaned down. Right now I'm working behind Bob Oshels at Old Deli. I know it was residentially put in, but the water is our concern on the streets. Every winter it freezes up, builds up. Mark's seen it today. I hand dug and put 14 feet of 12-inch pipe in by hand today. So tomorrow, if everything's okay, if I get Dan over there with the mini, we've got about 112 feet, it'd be nice to replace, and it would all be dry. All water would be underground. There was one more thing I wanted to bring up. Dang it.
Is that the dog?
What's that?
The dog?
Well, yeah, the neighbor's dogs been sort of scaring people coming through the bushes, got me 3 times. I don't know if they're mean, but when you come out the door, they sound like they're gonna rip your leg off. I did have to jump the dump truck, and it did chase Sandy and Kate. They had to get in the bed of the truck.
Where's that at?
The neighbors are here.
We might wanna,
I'm not asking for any extreme measures other
you
than
just contact.
see if we can keep them in the yard and,
Contact animal enforcement and.
yeah.
And see what they can do for us.
There's a storm pipe on Emma, 202 I believe it is. He did his own residential work, but he did tear out a bunch of terracotta pipe. And I'm afraid it's gonna be a major concern if it collapses. It's gonna be an extent job, it's a steep hill. And that's something if we could get a couple guys to look into. See, maybe get it replaced, because I don't think it's gonna withstand too much.
It's terracotta.
Yeah, it's 12-inch terracotta. And other than that, in front of Brenda Youngling's, the daycare, I dug up the culvert to where the old employee put the new one in. He plumbed it into it. I went around with Dawn McCauley, the old one, it goes nowhere. So that water is just gonna be a concern until we get a storm system, something done, or I had PA1 calls done, but I can't see ripping the road up if we're not gonna replace 50 feet of pipe, you know. Other than that, skid steer's good. I got everything working on it. Heat, lights. I didn't personally see anything corroded or rotted or anything like that extent. Oh, that's what it was. The truck. If Legacy's shutting down and something crazy happens, what's our options for garage? Yeah.
I don't know what Jones will say, I don't know.
Well, I never thought of them. But when we notify them, we're gonna be like, hey, it's the middle of winter, we need you to work on it. You know, not a,
Yeah, for something that big too.
yeah,
Worst case, I would say if no one can cut, if no one can do it here, Koontz.
well, I just need approval to call. you
Yeah,
know.
'cause they're the Dodge dealer, and there's nothing they can't do to that truck. Might cost a little more, but it'll be done right, and be done the first time.
I mean, for the most part, we can keep it on the road. It's
Yeah,
not mine.
yeah.
If something happens and it's the middle of a blizzard, we gotta get it fixed.
Then you know, like, if something like that happens and you need it ASAP, you know, you just contact one of the board members and say, hey, this wet the bed and we need it like tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
Council member will tell you on the phone, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep operations going.
Yeah.
And you take it and then we'll just deal with the.
Do we have bids for anybody if something would happen for salting? So we can plow a lot with skid steer. You know, my concern is to say something would go, like a major pump or something on the truck. It can happen.
Yeah.
Do we have any bids for anybody to call?
We haven't put anything out to bid for secondary snow removal and salting for, probably since we got the new truck. I'm sure it's not a bad idea.
And I was thinking, I know we were thinking trading skid steer or other equipment. Would it hurt to get another smaller truck with a plow in the future with a small spreader? We have some pretty tight areas.
Yeah.
And,
That's something we can look at.
you know, just something to bring up, you know.
It'd be nice to have 2 trucks
Because
on the road in case.
I know we did that one time.
And it's a lot. You gotta take the skid steer over.
Right.
You know, it's just a lot of back and forth.
Dawn salted with the skid steer, but you waste more salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the bucket.
And the salt by hand with a shovel and 2 guys, that,
It's not spreading it.
no, it's.
That's probably not a bad idea.
You want to grab one of those little buddy spreaders.
Yeah, you don't have to spend power money, just something
Yeah,
to,
the little buddy ones, you have to fill it up every 2 blocks, but still.
my last place I worked, we had a little salt dog, and I think it only held 500 pounds, but you'd be surprised what you can do with it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's road maintenance, people use it at work, they just dump bags in, and put it back in.
Yeah.
They do road parking, what's it?
Yeah, they're pretty slick,
Yeah, that's a good idea, we'll look into that too.
just something to think about.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They changed the borough code, the benchmark for needing to advertise is 6,000 now. They raised it.
Good, thank you guys for hiring me.
Well, you're doing a good
I wasn't
job.
here last meeting, so.
No, you're doing a good job. That's what I hear around town is, I hear a lot of positive things what you're doing.
One more question for you. You were telling me about, the alley above Brenda Youngling's. the pipes are all cut off.
Yeah,
The
they
Water
put a-
Authority put a new hydrant in,
I can't remember when, but they put a hydrant in,
and
and
they cut all the lines
there's
off.
3 curves, and there's nowhere for that spring to go. I hand dug the other day, I took the skid steer over, got it off the road as far as I can, and down in front of the, he applied for, it's the road, the water's actually running under the road.
And it's coming
But
out
I
the
did
middle
get
of
the
the road.
lower drain open, but eventually it's gonna be a lot of headache. This, in the middle of winter, if we get a cold spell, it's gonna be a
Like it was
nice
last
time.
year.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what we can do with that in the spring. Coming on a winter project. Alright. That all you have then?
Yep.
Okay. Moving on, correspondence, fire contract.
Yeah, we have to renew that.
Yes. Yes. The fire contract, the fire company, we need to renew that this year. We need a motion to be made. The fire contract,
I'll make it.
okay, so motion has been made,
Second.
should be second, all in favor? Yeah, you got to stand, all in favor, aye? Motion passes.
He needs a paper too, right?
Yes, you need it, it's probably, no, it's not here, oh, here it is. Conflict of interest.
Mr. President, I commend Irvona for supporting the fire company. Coldwater Borough has denied support of the local fire company.
And we have to have fire protection. That, you know, it's like fire, water, police, sewage, we have to have all that. Is that all correspondence we have?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'll put his name in for the Water Authority.
Yeah, it's right here.
We haven't advertised for it yet. That doesn't come up until end of the month, yeah, but we'll definitely be next meeting. Old business, EMA radios, what do we have on that?
She has an estimate.
Okay, the estimate for the radio is $1,083.48. That's so Mark, IMA director, can contact control in any kind of natural disaster. We need a motion to buy that radio. They come with a service contract, you probably don't know that, do you?
Yes.
I don't.
Come with a service
There's
contract?
some service contract, all the programming, all that stuff.
Okay. So if we're all right with that, we just need a motion?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Before that, we're gonna have to type up a contract in case he ever withdraws, that radio comes back
Oh,
to the
Okay.
borough. You know, to be
Yeah.
legal, to make
Right.
sure that it comes
Yeah.
back. Nothing against you.
no, well, they
Yeah,
agree
we're
on.
gonna purchase the radio, then we can do the contract next month.
Okay.
We might only have the radio for next month, right?
You can have it, he said it all depends on how swamped they are.
Okay.
Make a motion to purchase the radio.
Chip made a motion to purchase the radio.
I'll second it.
Amanda seconded. All in favor? Aye. Is there a second one there for Mark?
Nope. I think it's all to do.
That you would want to go from the top. Okay. New business. We need a part-time worker. Did we get any,
We just have Tommy, Jason, and John Ponish applied. Very limited. You can only drive. So she has one.
we can set up interviews. Was it advertised?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, contact all three and see when they can come for an interview.
That EJ that put in for before, he didn't reply.
Yeah, he doesn't want it.
No, I talked to him personally, and I tried, and he just bounced out.
Okay, last month we all got the 2024 budget. We need to adopt that. I don't have a copy of the budget, I have the one. Yeah, the only change was the flood protection, I do believe on that, the one that we were all given the first time.
Mr. President, is that the same budget that was purported in the last meeting that I published on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else wanna take a look at it?
Yeah, like I said, the only change was on the flood protection. All right, we need a motion. Mark made a motion to accept the new budget.
Second.
Tom seconded, all in favor? Passes unanimously.
I think that the tax collector's expense should be taken out.
That covers, stamps and everything, doesn't it, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, she gets, I always notarized the paper for them to get things, stamps and things, that was separate. It's not $600, that was for their phone order.
No, it's all part of the tax collectors. And it is still getting notarized, and it does still go to the borough.
It's more discussion on the board.
I think we covered all that already.
Yeah,
But that, nip that.
We nip that in the butt in the beginning so they could go.
Okay. We need to enter into an executive session.
Amber has on here, gift certificates.
That's,
Christmas present.
Bonus.
that's it.
And the letter, so this is for the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we didn't advertise for it yet.
okay.
That was just, ahead of the advertisement.
The nature of the executive session?
Personal.
Personal? Are you going to vote when you come back?
Just want to be very.
Just to adjourn.
Just to adjourn?
Yeah.
Thank you for the privilege to video your council meeting.
Short and sweet. I've been scraping berms and up on Irvona and that, to realize them streets still have curbs.
I saw that today.
Now, I have certain residents, not they refuse, that it knock on their door, this card, they obviously know I'm working there, they don't come out, they don't leave their cards. How long of notification, do we have something I can put out